us.
Hey guys, Ash here coming at you today, Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. I'm glad to have you all here with me today, talking some Raid, sending some positive vibes, some love your way, especially if you need it out there. It feels like all media does, all social media and just news media, is throw negativity your way constantly. The world's gonna end. We got World War III. We got everybody canceling everybody. And then we just have a variety of things to basically make you angry, to evoke strong emotion, like pop-ups in Raid Shadow Legends.
The world will end next week.
But my job is to give you a little healthy dose of respite of that. And what better way than talking about cooldown reducers in Raid Shadow Legends. So cooldown reducers, you guys know them, right? They're amazing. Let me give you an honorable mention to start out with. I'm talking about the champions that have abilities that reset the cooldowns of skills, either completely, like in Godseeker and Yuri's passive, or by a turn or 2 or 3, right? So we're gonna go over my 10 favorites in the game, but I did want to start out with a couple honorables, actually 3 honorables that all are about revives. They felt like they deserved a spot on this list, but at the same time, I mean, we can only have 10 champions on the list. It has to be a nice round number, so I decided to group the revivers into their own category, right, of honorables. Anyway, you know, just to finish up the thought, these resets allow the best champions in Raid Shadow Legends to do more of whatever they do best, right? They're crucial for seer teams. In Godseeker and Eerie, historically paired with a ninja or a walking tomb Drangadacious and a burner for Sand Devil, right? It's really nice to have the reset, especially attached to a revive. So honorable to Godseeker. Can you name the 3 revivers that reset cooldowns?
No, I'm not telling you how to do your job.
White Queen and Korra, right? She has the Revive a Dead Ally, 50% HP, 75% turn meter, resets cooldown, and revives ally skills. Hell yeah, White Queen is amazing. I did a video of top 20 most popular picks in live arena.
Okay.
What in God's name is that?
This baby has got everything. First organized alphabetically, then geographically.
That is so smart. Break it off. Break it off now.
Nobody watched it. Note to self, don't do live arena videos ever again. Nobody cares. Do you see Ashnar, by the way? I didn't get my royalties on the Ashnar. Didn't get the royalty check, Plarium. What the frig? What the frig? Anyway, what was I saying? White Queen. And then the third one, probably the one that somebody may have missed out there, is Bellatar Mage Slayer. He's got it on his passive. A 70% chance of decreasing all of an ally skill cooldowns by 1 turn whenever they're revived. He also has it on the A1. Has a 50% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill of that ally with the highest turn meter, except this champion, by 1 turn. Pretty cool champion. He's not the best Void Legendary out there, but I think he's pretty cool. I was saying White Queen was high on that, fairly high on that live arena most popular picks list. Very good. All right, let's get to the video here, guys. At number 10 on the list, rank them from 10 to 1. I rank them with a blend of overall how good is the champion, but with a big emphasis on how strong is their cooldown ability. So it's not necessarily just who's the best overall, because Grand Oak, Padrig, or Patrick would be way higher on the list. But especially because it's not one of the most popular or best things about this champion overall. He's got the ally attack. He's got the cleanse. He's got the turn meter fill. He's got the increased speed. He's got the buffs on everybody. Exactly what they need. This guy is one of the best non-void, non-mythicals in the game. But on his A1, he's got a sneaky little cooldown too. Has a 25, make it a 50% chance when booked of decreasing the cooldown of a random ally skills by 2 turns. I mean, that's really solid. A 2-turn on the A1. Moreover, on his ally attack, he's teaming up with allies. So he's going to be using his A1, so you have more opportunities to reduce the cooldown of a skill. It's a beautiful synergy. Comes in at number 10. At number 9 on the list, I don't know, now that I think about Grand Oak, maybe he belonged at number 9.
Why don't we just cut that part out?
But at number 9 is an oldie but a goodie, and it's Countess Lix. Countess Lix, that's right, Astralon's girlfriend here. Both of them have a really healthy pair of wings. What a couple, what a couple!
I still think that we're the best couple here.
Countess Lix has time dilation. 5-turn cooldown, too long of a cooldown, I think. Decreases the cooldown of all ally skills except this champion by 1 turn, along with the block active skills. This is actually a pretty good ability, even in an unorthodox. She's not an arena champion per se. You don't see a lot of her in the arena, but nowadays to block out mythicals, she can actually have some utility with this A3 ability, at the same time decreasing the cooldown of ally skills. She also performs pretty well in Hydra Clan Boss because she has an AoE decreased speed on a triple hitter ability. We have decreased turn meter, which is nice, but obviously not going to help out against a variety of bosses in the game. But overall, I've always been, maybe some of you guys can empathize with me here or relate to me here, but Countess Lix has always been one of those champions that I try to talk myself into her, and man, for a strong AoE ×3 and another AoE, she just deals like not that great damage, right? Like if you build her with God tier gear, she can put out a little bit, but I wish she would get a little buff. Maybe bring this down to a 3-turn cooldown or a 4 book down to 3. Maybe that'd be a good buff for Countess Lix, or maybe a small buff to her multipliers. Either way, she still performs on some top Hydra teams. I see her there in team recommendations and on the Hell Hades optimizer on some teams out there, so she does have some utility. All right, coming in at number 8 is going to be, I'm going to like give you guys a heads up when I think we're going to a new tier here on the list, and then those champions within that tier, they could kind of fall anywhere. And this is definitely the case at number 8. We're going to talk about the rares, right? There's 2 of them. You guys probably know who they are. They're OGs in the game, and we're going to start with Renegade. So Renegade is a void rare, and she has the sacrificial ritual. It's on a 5-turn cooldown when booked, but it reduces cooldown of ally skills by 2 turns. Now, Renegade is also somewhat similar to Painkeeper, right? They're both void rares. They're both some more of the most used void rares because of these unique abilities. And even though Painkeepers is only 1 turn on combat tactics, it's on a 4-turn cooldown. I've actually used a lot. I've had both of them forever, had both of them built on my account forever, but I've used a lot more Painkeeper, namely for, you know, old school unkillable teams on Clan Boss. It was Painkeeper everybody used, or the triple Pain or the double Painkeeper teams for Iron Twins. It just has it's a little bit easier to speed tune a team around this ability versus a Renegade. But where do you guys stand, right? Would you rather have a Renegade or a Painkeeper? And who have you historically used more on your account, if either of these champions? So Painkeeper I had at number 7 and Renegade at number 8 on the list. Coming in, and by the way, Painkeeper I do think is way better overall. She has a nice AoE with a pretty solid heal, right? On a 4-turn cooldown, but still a decent heal there. She has some turn meter on her A1 as well. She has HP and faction crypts. Renegade to me is a little bit more one-dimensional, all about the cooldown. Painkeeper can actually help you out a little bit as well with the support and the healing. All right, number 6 on the list, arguably could maybe be even a little bit higher. I think we're entering into a new tier here, guys. A new tier, and it's White Dryad Naya. Oof, I love me some White Dryad Naya.
Gotcha.
I've actually been working on my team. I kind of feel a little bit embarrassed to do this from time to time if you're me or if you're a content creator, but I was proud of my double White Dryad Naya team. I released a video a couple weeks ago talking about how it changed my account, because I have 1 Yumeko and I have 2 White Dryad Nayas, and I'm able to basically exploit a Yumeko with 2 White Dryad Nayas. I'm embarrassed because I put out that team. I did 5 billion damage, which is awesome, but since then I've gotten a lot more damage just through subbing in a Shuzen the Valorous and a Lydia instead of a Gerptuck and a Lanicus the Chosen. Anyway, I digress. She has this Righteous Revival. It's a 3-turn cooldown. It's cleansing and healing, and if the target of the skill is not this champion, decreases the cooldown of all of the target skills by 2 turns. So as I just alluded to, you can absolutely take huge advantage of this ability in Hydra Clan Boss by taking your 1 reset champion and using 2 White Dryad Nayas to reset the reset, and then they reset your 2 White Dryad Nayas, and you just continue the chain reaction to activate your Trunda or whoever your damage dealer may be. So a little bit niche maybe, but the thing I like about White Dryad is she also has a really solid kit. Same A1 as like a Krisk, an AoE decreased speed and a 50% land rate. She also has a ally protection and a strengthen on the A3 ability. She also has a whenever the champion is healed, heals each ally except this champion by 20% of that heal. Pretty nice to have as well. So overall, a really solid support kit. Has niche niche utility and also some overall kind of global utility, basically anywhere in the game. She's at number 6. At number 5 is going to be a new addition to the list. It's Lady of Irth. I just made a video a day or two ago about the biggest buffs of 2024. And man, she's up there on the damn list. They gave her a really awesome buff. She went from laughingstock, crap, trash, one of the worst legendaries in the entire game, to really a super solid one. She's got a great heal on the A2. She's got a great A1 ability. Attack one enemy, instantly activates a random continuous heal from all allies with HP less than 85%. It's not a very high bar to clear, right? And she's also bringing a shield on allies. She's also cleansing and a heal that can be critical, that can have surplus on all allies. But she brings the continuous heal so she can activate them, and a big version of strengthen on a 3-turn cooldown. Then they added also decreases the cooldown of all ally skills by 1 turn. So this, having a beautiful ability like this, decreased by 1 turn on a 3-turn cooldown, that allows you to basically change or mitigate the uptime and the downtime of all of your buffs and debuffs, kind of like a debuff extender or buff extender, but even better, because at the same time, it's also, you know, decreasing the uptime of your nukes, right? Your nukers, your damage dealers, everything else that you want to do is bringing all skills down by 1 turn on a 3-turn. That's beautiful. Again, if you have like a Deacon Ar's not a bad example, a Stag Knight, 3-turn cooldown on his decreased attack, decreased defense. Well, now it's a 2-turn cooldown, and that means they last for 2 turns, the debuffs, so you can basically keep them up all this time. It happens the same for buffs. It's a very good skill. Great buff to Lady of Irth or Irith at number 5. At number 4, this is a tough one because Emic is so similar in terms of his ability. He has a attack all enemies, place a shield on all allies, 30% max HP, decrease the cooldown of all allies skills by 1 turn on a 3-turn cooldown, right? So he's got it too. Now he also has unkillable and a taunt, so their kits outside of that are quite unique, quite different, but still they have the same essential, when it comes to the cooldown ability, they have it on a 3-turn cooldown, very unique and exceptionally good, gives him instant viability all over the game. So Emic comes in at number 4. I do think that he still brings a bit more to the table with the taunt and the shield. I don't know, what do you, but you know what, Lady of Irith, it's weird. People take a while to kind of warm up to buffed champions, right? I'm sure everybody watching would take Emic in a heartbeat, and I would too. But Lady's pretty dang good.
Garbage.
That strengthen, that continuous heal, the activations, the critical heal, the heal.
Garbage.
Surplus, and the cooldown. She's pretty dang good now, I think.
For real, how big is it for you?
Garbage.
Coming in at number 3. We're entering into a new tier, the final tier. You can make a case of all 3, any of these 3 champions to be at number 1, to be fair on the list. I put number 3, again, he could be number 1, but I put Prince Khymer at number 3 because overall, he's not quite as strong as the other 2 in a global meta standing. That being said, he's still one of the strongest globally meta champions in the game. It just speaks to the power of the other 2 right now. He resets the cooldown of all ally skills with a turn meter fill. The good news on this ability is it's not by 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns. It's infinite. Resets the cooldown of even frickin' Razin Scarhide's 7-turn cooldown. It's even gonna reset that. Okay, so really powerful. He also has a turn meter fill. The bad news is it's on a 6-turn cooldown, okay? But still, super powerful ability. He's the OG reset of the game, and he has a super powerful kit even outside of that. In the arena, in Dragon, or anywhere to reset a Seer or an Eleanor or a Xavier or any other poison combustor, Theodore, whatever. Number 2 on the list is Night Queen. White Queen, Night Queen. Come on, too many Ike Queens. Night Queen Crixia. I love Crixia so much. You guys know how much I love this champion. Overall, I think she's probably the best on the list champion. And she's a mythical. She ought to be really good, right? But she's removing buffs. She's increasing the cooldown of all enemy skills by 3 turns. And then on the flip side, she has the cleanse and the decrease of all ally skills by 3 turns. So she's a lockout. She's a little bit of Warlord, a little bit of Kymar, you know, all in one champion. She also brings block buffs, block debuffs, turn meter fill, turn meter reduction, increased resistance, decreased resistance. I mean, she really does it all from a control standpoint. Actually, I mean, she isn't stunned, I guess, but you know, the resets, the block debuffs, you know, she's an insanely good champion, right? I put her at number 2. At number 1 on the list, number 1, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, I went with Yumeko. Yumeko's a boss. I love her A2 for Dragon. I love her for Bommel, especially. Basically, reflect Hex debuffs back to the debuff appliers, provided they're under the Hex. Great A2 ability. Fantastic. She's stealing Turn Meter on her A1. Fantastic. She's got the perfect veil on herself at the start of each round. Money. Money. But Dance of Time. Dance of Time is both of Crixia's abilities, minus the cleanse or the buff removal, but just the cooldowns in one skill on a 5-turn cooldown. So the cooldown's a little bit better than a Kymar. It is 3 turns limited, but we're doing both on the same ability. And the reason I put her even over a Crixia is A, it's the same ability, and B, the double Yumeko, the exploit, so to speak, of Yumeko's resetting Trunda right now is the powerful thing, the most powerful thing in the game, the most powerful thing in Hydra Clash, right? So I feel like whether you love her or you hate her because of that, I'm just reporting the news. And the news is Yumeko's numero uno. At least that's my opinion. What's yours in the comments below? Did I forget anybody? There's a decent amount of the reset cooldowns, but I think I've got them all covered in this video. And that is my personal ranking, even though all of these champions can provide you really endless utility, some of the most powerful champions in the game with one of the most powerful skill sets in the game. Thank you for watching till the end of the video, guys. Really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me here. We've hit 250K subscribers. Thank you so much. This has been an awesome journey covering Raid Shadow Legends. I love the community. I love the game for all its faults and weaknesses, right? I'm gonna go reset my cooldown and get ready for tomorrow's video. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.